Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite Fitness. Hope you're all feeling well and ready to join me on the mat. Today I'm going to take you through a yoga practice for strength and healing. And why I wanted to focus on the theme of healing is that we underestimate as a society the healing power of moving your body, as well as the healing power of challenging yourself past your limits, maybe limits you didn't even know you had. So all you need is your mat today, blocks if you need the extra support or modifiers, and water on hand if you need hydration. We're actually going to begin in child's pose today in a surrender to the mat. So let's just turn to our side. Take the knees nice and wide so they're sitting completely hip width. Settle the bum right onto the back of the heels. And we're going to begin to walk our hands out into that child pose, eventually getting our forehead right down to the mat. You can wiggle around here and just find a little bit of space through the spine. Reach the fingertips forward, open through the upper back. And start bringing some awareness to your breath. Finding a nice balance to the inhales and exhales. Maybe just begin to nod your head side to side. Shake it out, take it up and down. Create a little space in the neck. Beautiful. And then your next inhale, we're going to press up and meet tabletop. Coming right into that nice hand-knee position. So knees are directly under the hips, belly's drawn in, hands are directly under the shoulders. We're going to take our legs out and go into some bird dogs here. So pointing the right toe, taking the left fingertips up in front of us, and we're just going to lift and lower. Draw the belly in nice and tight. Exhale on the lift. So, and when we exhale on the lift, we really contract our muscles. Keep that belly button drawn in towards the spine, the gaze out over the fingertips. Point the back toe. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up and just extend. Reach the arm forward, engaging the latissimus dorsi muscles down the mid-back. And from here, we're going to start bringing the knee to the elbow for a crunch. This is all about taking the time and controlling the muscles here. Coming back to our breath. Exhaling on the crunch, draw the chin toward the chest. Beautiful, 2 more. And 2, beautiful. We'll bring the hands directly under. We're going to come into some cat-cow here. So we're going to arch the back, take the gaze up towards the ceiling for our cow, and release the tummy, and exhale, bring it all back in for cat. Option to tuck the toes or let them loose, whatever feels good. And we'll just move through this at our own pace, flowing with the breath, warming up the spine, and also giving a little bit of a counterbalance from those bird dogs. Beautiful. Last one. And come neutral. We'll take the opposite leg, opposite fingers forward, and come into our bird dog lift, finding that nice, strong, balanced posture, and then tapping down and beginning with those bird dog lifts. The eyes of the elbows can turn out slightly. One more and hold. Find that balance point and reach. Focus the energy and breathe. Well done, yogis, you're doing amazing. And we'll slowly begin with that crunch, drawing the knee to the elbow and out. Knee to elbow and out. Knee to elbow press it out. Really squeeze the tummy tight on the crunch to extend. Last one, crunch it in, extend, and draw everything back in. Just sink back onto your heels now. Scoop the air up with our hands, taking our gaze towards the ceiling, bringing the hands to heart center. And inhale, push it all the way back out, bringing the hands down by the sides. Scoop the air one more time, all the way up, taking the gaze up to the ceiling, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Beautiful, guys. From here, we're actually going to go straight into Camel Pose. So we have two options. We're going to press up onto our knees, taking the knees about hip width apart. You can take the hands to the low back and just arch back here. Or if you'd like to advance the position, the posture, you take the hands down to the heels, opening up through the chest. And if you are in this advanced position, feel free to let the head just release down. Breathing into this heart opener, feeling the chest expanding with each exhale, and no judgment on yourself. If you need to press up into the modified position, you absolutely can do that. One more big inhale here, and exhale it all the way up. Beautiful, guys. Walk the hands out. We're going to come into our high plank pose, and we're going to flow through Chaturanga, so bringing the palms down, hovering just above the mat, pushing forward into that up dog, and we'll press back, drive the heels around through the toes, pike the hips up towards the sky into our down dog, and feel free to walk the dog, creating some space in the hamstrings. Beautiful. Walk it out, find the length. When it feels good to you, you can find some stillness, bringing the chest towards the upper thigh. Inhaling through that belly, bringing the belly in that Uddiyana Bandha belly lock. Well done, guys. We're going to begin to work the spine a little more by rolling the vertebrae, rounding the spine, keeping that chin tucked into high plank. And then we'll slowly pike the hips back up, drawing back to down dog. Let's do that a few more times. Find a nice flow. Flowing with the inhales and the exhales. Stabilizing the body weight through the shoulders. Two more like this, guys. Breathe. Feel the oxygen pumping through your body. Last one, all the way through plank. And pressing back down dog. Find your stillness, find your breath. Beautiful. We're going to shift forward into that high plank. We're going to actually drop to one forearm. Rotate through a forearm side plank. Just finding some strength and stillness here. If you feel like you need the extra support, you can come in to supported side plank, keeping the hips parallel, fighting the urge to allow them to twist towards the back. Beautiful. And come through center. And we're going to find that twist on the opposite side. Beautiful. Keep the gaze up towards the sky. You can follow your fingers. You can even take it down toward the mat. Whatever feels most natural. We'll turn back through forearm plank, pressing the hands up into that high plank. Drop to the knees and we'll sink back, child's pose. Well done, guys. We're going to shift back up into our high plank position, pressing back to down dog. And from here, we're just going to take a few steps, bringing the toes to meet the wrists and meeting in a nice forward fold. Feel free to interlace the hands to the opposite elbows, coming into a ragdoll position. So really draw the belly in. And if it feels good too, you can rock side to side, leaning into where that stretch is needed the most. Being aware of your knees. Maybe keeping a nice soft micro bend in them. Beautiful. Release the arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. And inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky, drawing the hands to heart center. And we'll release into Tadasana, mountain pose. The feet are hip width apart, belly is drawn in, standing proud as a mountain. Here we're just going to heel toe the feet nice and close together. We're going to sink into our chair pose. Feel free to take the hands to heart center here, drawing the elbows next to your side. We're going to sink the bum back as if we are sitting in a chair. Option to stay here, or if it feels good, taking the arms all the way up to the ears, drawing the shoulder blades down the spine for a full chair. And we're going to press up from here and sink it back down. Using the breath, always coming back to our breath. Inhale, sweep it down. Exhale, stand up. Three more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the arms all the way down, following with the gaze all the way into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Step the legs back, moving through Chaturanga. If Chaturanga is too much for our practice today, feel free to just meet me in down dog. Finding a moment of stillness here. Beautiful. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg all the way up towards the sky, drawing it all the way in between the hands, planting the foot directly between the fingers, taking the arms back by our sides, an airplane. We're going to sweep ourselves all the way up into high crescent lunge. Taking a moment to play around here, finding that nice sturdy base, drawing the tummy in, extending the arms overhead, crescent moon. Beautiful, holding here. Really pressing into that front heel to engage those muscles, make them work. Extending through the back leg, opening through the hip flexor. Beautiful. Bringing the hands to heart center. We're going to step our back leg forward and rotate nice and wide on our mat. Taking the hands to the back of the low back, we're going to open up the heart. Inhale, exhale. We're going to drop the heart all the way down, wide-legged forward fold. Creating the space in the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it all the way back. Beautiful. From here, we're going to keep our hands planted on the floor. Turning the feet out, we're going to drop into Malasana, into a nice deep squat. And we're going to work through the squat position here. So we're going to plant our hands, press the legs up into forward fold. Sink the bum back down. So getting nice and low into that squat and flowing through this motion at your own pace. Taking your time as you press the legs up, focusing the energy into those leg muscles. Beautiful. Hands to the mat, press it up. And once again. Beautiful. Press up last time. And meet me in Malasana. Beautiful. Doing great. And from here, we're going to plant our hands. We're just going to shift through a little side squat. So we're just going to flow here. Finding that flow, finding that space through the hips, keeping the chest lifted. Beautiful. Seeing if each time you move, you can bring the chest and upper body slightly lower to the mat. Opening up through the hips. Also while working through those quadricep muscles as we sway side to side. Beautiful. Meeting center into Malasana one last time. And we'll press all the way up. Beautiful. Taking a moment just to find a nice 5-pointed star. Reaching the arms out, keeping the feet nice and wide. We're actually going to turn the toes out and sink into our goddess pose. So cactusing the arms, finding that nice strong goddess. Pressing the knees open, fighting the urge to allow them to rotate in, focusing on that beautiful external rotation of the thigh. Breathe. Beautiful. And we're going to press all the way up. We're going to rotate that back foot, coming into crescent lunge on the opposite side. Really pressing into that foot. Feels so good. Seeing if you take it a little deeper, press a little lower, and we're going to dive all the way down to the mat. Moving through Chaturanga, flowing through. Option to meet in down dog. Finding a moment of stillness. Beautiful. This time we're going to take that left leg, point it all the way towards the sky, and drive it between our palms to meet, taking a moment to center that foot. Plant the fingertips before taking our airplane arms. And this time, pressing ourselves up into our high crescent lunge on our left side body. Beautiful. Lean into it. Embrace it. Can you take it a little deeper? Draw the tummy in tight. Maybe find a nice gentle arch of the spine. And we'll dive it all the way back down. Step that foot back through Chaturanga. And down dog. And we're going to drop our knees slowly to the mat, coming through our child's pose. Sink the bum back towards the heel, forehead to the mat. We should be able to find a little more space this time around. Our bodies are nice and warm. And we'll shift back up through our high plank. From here, we're just going to do some switching lunges. So stepping the foot forward and stepping it back. Step the opposite leg forward, step it back. Step it back. You're doing great, guys. Step it back. This is where the challenge comes in, where the sweat starts to pour, where we really need to lean into the practice, lean into our breath. Bring the foot all the way up. One more each side. Step it back. Last one. Step it back. Drop the knees. Sink it back, child's pose. Beautiful. I'm doing so great, guys. We're actually going to shift forward, tuck the legs through, and come onto our bum. From here, we're going to practice with our boat pose. So several different options here. You can come onto your bum and just support the hands behind the legs, lean into the heels on the mat. You can come up into half boat pose, bending the knees, supporting from the back of the thighs, but but sinking on to the sacrum. You can take, I'm gonna fall back. Take the legs all the way up into boat and hold behind the thighs. Or we can come into full boat. Extend the arms, extend the legs, and squeeze through the abdominals. Beautiful. Grab behind one leg. Slowly hover the opposite leg just above the ground. And we're going to switch sides. Taking your time, finding that control, fighting the urge to rock backward. Well done, guys. One more each side. And coming right back in to boat pose for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw them in. Nice and slow. Beautiful, guys. You're doing wonderful. We're going to shift back onto our backs now. Planting our feet. We're going to press up into bridge pose. So drawing the tummy in nice and tight, flexing through the glutes, pressing the palms into the mat. Breathing here. Pulling the heart rate to slow. We're going to interlace the fingers behind our back, pushing the chest forward if this is in your practice today. And from here, we'll begin to extend one leg up, pressing through the planted foot. And play around, extending through each side. Breathing, allowing the breath to guide you. Flood the muscles with oxygen. Flood the body with endorphins. One more each side. Beautiful. Release the arms down to the mat. Press the palms in and slowly draw the back to the mat. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Nice counterbalance. And from here, just rock side to side. Massaging the lumbar spine. Activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Beautiful, guys. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to release the feet down, release the hands down to the mat. We'll shuffle up into our final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. Once you're down here, option to close your eyes. You can let the hands fall to the side, or you can place them on your heart and belly. Just find a moment of silence, peace. Admiring your body, your mind, for its dedication to the mat today, for showing up to practice, honoring your body, giving it love and care. Stay here on the mat and give yourself permission to not carry anything that no longer serves you into your day. Release it down into the earth below. You have the option to stay in Shavasana as long as you need. But if you need to move on today, you can begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Slowly flick the eyes. The arms overhead, point the toes, stretch everything out. Drawing that belly in. Beautiful. Roll to one side, press everything on up, and come into nice easy seat. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope this practice has served you well and left you feeling great. I hope you go into your day and have a beautiful and wonderful day. If you'd like to join me, bringing your hands together, you can bring your head down to your hands as we take a moment to express gratitude to one another. Namaste. Send you guys light and love. Bye guys.